I want to work hard for the things I want so that when I have them, I can cherish them a bit more, There comes a time in life where you experience conflict or you experience situations that you didn't expect. But because you have a resilient mind and a resilient nature, you're able to conquer those things. I'm a disciplined girly and I am separate from the crowd. I'm different, man. These things are hard things to do. They are risks that we take, but they lead to impactful growth. Welcome to Wellness Catch Up. I'm excited. I'm excited to have you guys here and to have another episode of the week. I'm very happy. To be honest, I enjoy shooting. In my life, I always look forward to coming to the studio and shooting my podcast episodes. So I'm very happy to be here. I'm happy to have you guys watching this podcast. So today, similar to that other episode I once recorded about blueprint years and so on and so forth, today, I'm here to talk about discipline. I'm a firm believer of doing the hard things. I always talk about the importance of doing the hard things. I know when you're young and you're in your 20s and your 30s, you don't get too excited about doing the hard things. It's always about soft life and just relaxing, finding a man that can just spoil you and give you money while you live your best life. Let me just put this mic properly. Yes. So yeah, I'm a firm believer of doing hard things, and I believe that hard things give you rewards. There is the reward of discipline. I'm a big discipline girly. If I could even have discipline written on my forehead, I would, because I'm a firm believer of discipline. I always preach about the importance of being a disciplined person. A quick personal example: this phone of mine, my iPhone 15 Pro Max. You won't believe this. I bought this phone cash. Literally. This phone cost, I think, 30K. And I bought it cash. And this was me doing hard things again. I know there are a lot of people that would be like, come on, Tracy, you're working. You're able to get this phone using a contract and you pay every month. That's one thing I didn't want to do. I was like, you know what? I don't want to be committed to a monthly payment with regards to my phone. The only commitment I have now towards this phone is my insurance that I pay every single month. But then this is something I did not for clout. I literally didn't do this this journey of like saving for this phone. I didn't do it for clout. I did it because I wanted to test myself. I know not a lot of people do that, but I'm that kind of person. I test myself. I want to see if I trust myself. And I want to work hard for the things I want so that when I have them, I can cherish them a bit more, So I'm a firm believer of that. I'm a firm believer of doing hard things. So with this phone, I desperately wanted an iPhone. For so many years, I used an Android, and I would have friends that have iPhones. It's not nice when you're going out with your friends and you're taking pictures. And every time we're like, who is it with an iPhone that can take us pictures? And you're like, oh, Chomi, please send me pictures on WhatsApp, because you're using an Android. So I always wanted an iPhone, but didn't have the financial means of getting one. My previous phone, I used it for like the past 6 years or so. After I matriculated, I passed matric, my dad got me a phone. And I remember the conversation I had with him. I told him that, listen here, this is the last phone you're getting me. The next phone I buy, I'm buying it myself. And with this iPhone journey, I told myself, I was like, listen, I'm going to save for this phone. I'm going to save every month. I remember I'd save like 4,000 or 5,000 Rand a month. I know that raises eyebrows, but we're not going to get into that. But I'd save a lot of money to ensure that by the end of the year, I get it. And another thing that actually made me so lucky is that I bought it last year, November. And when I did, it was around the Black Friday period. So I was able to get it at a discount. So I was able to have some change left over. So that was amazing. But I'm sharing the story not to talk about iPhones and stuff, but the importance of really, really doing the hard things in order to get results. I'm not a firm believer of quick results and, getting things in 2 minutes. I'm a firm believer of working hard for the things you want, because if it takes you a long time to go up, it'll take you a very long time to fall back down. But if you get things easy with connections and do things in 2 minutes, it'll be just as easy for you to drop. For example, even with this podcast, I'm not at a place where I want to be in terms of recognition, in terms of growth, there is a lot of growth. I mean, from season 1 to 3, you guys can now see me looking nice, looking fresh. But then I'm saying it in a sense of views, you know. I know I have this feeling in my heart, and my instinct never lies. I know that one day this podcast is going to be so big, bigger than I could have imagined. But then I'm so grateful for the journey. More than anything, I love the journey that I'm on. I love the fact that I can literally just see the growth happen bit by bit. And I work so hard in growing this platform so that one day when I get to the top, I will know that this was my blood, sweat, and tears. I did this, no one helped me. There was no connection. There was no, get famous quick scheme. No, I did this step by step. I built this brick by brick, my soul. So that's what excites me about doing hard things. There's a lot of things that I can really ramble about with regards to my personal life and just the many things that I've done that were hard that not a lot of people are willing to do, but they gave me rewards. Even in my job, my 9 to 5 job, there were so many things I do that I don't think my colleagues do or people in my role do. So many little sacrifices I make, which the next person might feel like you're exploiting yourself or you're doing more than you should. And I do those things because firstly, I grow. Secondly, it gives me a competitive advantage. I know a lot more. I'm 5 steps ahead than the average person in my role. So those are the little things I do. They're not so nice. They're not fancy. But I do them because that's the only way you grow, So I'm here to encourage you. Basically, this episode is me encouraging you to do the hard things, do the not so nice things. While you're still young, do them, grind, hustle, do all those things because one day you will thank yourself. One day you'll be happy that you did all those things while you still could. It's very, very important. When you do hard things, it's rewarding. You build discipline, and discipline is rewarding. That's a very big quality to have in life. When you're a disciplined person, listen, hey, the sky's the limit. If you're a disciplined person, you can achieve anything that you said you would. So I have some couple of steps or reasons why I believe that discipline is important and the rewards of discipline. Firstly, I believe that discipline builds consistency. And when you're consistent, you get results. So it's not about, getting into a 7-day weight loss journey kind of thing. No, discipline is knowing that every single day of my life, at this time, I'm going to take this hour, 2 hours to go to the gym. Yes, I'm not going to see results now, but the more I do this, the more change happens. I might not be seeing the change, but later it will show, the rewards will show. It's telling yourself every single day, I'm going to make sure I drink a full bottle of water. Every single day, I'm going to spend 15 to 20 minutes praying or, doing my devotion. Every single day, if I want to have a better social life, every single day, I'm going to spend 15 minutes reaching out to a friend, checking up on my people, Those are the little things you do that you don't see the impact at first hand, but you see it later on, and it's very, very rewarding. Number 2, discipline strengthens your mindset. When you have a strengthened mindset, there's nothing no one can tell you. Listen, I last year spoke about how I'm going to have a podcast that's visual. My podcast is going to be on YouTube, on TikTok, on all these platforms. Listen, I didn't even find a studio at that time. I had no equipment. I had nothing, but I had faith. And I was like, this is it. This is what I want to do, and I'm going to do it. So once you have discipline and you find the steps, I was like, literally, I'm going to go on the internet and find steps on how to get my podcast visual. Number 1, look for a studio. Number 2, start planning. And saving money and all sorts of things. So those things really, really help. Once you have a strong mindset, there's nothing anyone could tell you. Everything you do that is difficult is training your mind and your brain to be resilient. And resilience is very important because there comes a time in life where you experience conflict or experience situations that you didn't expect. But because you have a resilient mind and a resilient nature, you're able to conquer those things, And if you didn't have that within you, you could easily break from anything that comes your way. And then number 3, discipline makes you trust yourself. I trust myself a lot more. The fact that I was able to save up for a phone and I did that and I achieved that and I bought the phone cash, it's an indicator that if I say I'm going to do something, I am going to do it. I trust myself a lot more. It's very, very important. Don't get me wrong. Very, very important to literally, it's very important to keep the promises you keep to yourself. If you promise yourself that you would do something and you don't do it, you start not trusting yourself. And it's very selfish for you to say you're going to do something, you don't do it, you break promises you made to yourself. And then later on, when someone promises you something and they break that promise, you blame them or you treat them some type of way. That's exactly how you've been treating yourself. So you've set that standard for yourself in your life. So it's very important to keep the promises you make to yourself so that you trust yourself a bit more, so that you achieve a lot more things. And then number 4, discipline separates you from the crowd. I've read a lot of books by Brene Brown, books by Oprah Winfrey, a whole lot of authors, and they always talk about how, especially Robin Sharma, The 5 a.m. Club. That's a book that I'll always recommend to people. And it talks about how the 5% of our population, most of those people are successful, and then the 95 are not. There's a reason why the 5% is successful. The 5% does what the 95 doesn't want to do. The discipline, the hard things, the things that are uncomfortable, the things that are so out of your comfort zone. You do those things and they lead to success. And there's a reason why those things lead to success. It's because you did the hard things, the things that people don't want to do. Going to the gym, drinking your water, training and saving money, taking risks. Those things really set you apart. And I'm a firm believer that I'm different. I'm special. I'm not like a typical 24, 25-year-old. A lot of people that are my peers are not doing the things I do. The decisions I make are very different. In the past, this used to be an insecurity of mine, that why am I different? Why do I think differently? Why do I do things differently? But now I look at it as a strength. I look at it as some superpower that I have, that listen, when I say I'm going to do something, I do it. And I don't do things the way other people do them. And that's a beautiful trait to have. Going through therapy and just having chats with my psychologist, I got to see that this is not something to be ashamed of. This is a strength. This is something I need to thrive in and be proud of. That, listen, I do the things I said I would do. I'm a disciplined girly and I'm separate from the crowd. I'm different, man. I'm different and I love it. I'm Tracy, I am Goina, and I am different. I think differently. I do differently. I create differently. I'm a creative at heart. And my type A personality also helps me achieve all these things that I'm creatively thinking about all the time. So discipline sets you from the crowd. You're not doing what people do. You're not swayed by the wind. You know that this is what I want to do. This is the vision that I have. What I want to do is mine and it's my vision. People might not understand the things I want to do. And it's okay because God gave me that vision. It's God ordained. It has my fingerprint all over it, meaning I'm the one that has to do these things, It's just very important to have vision and follow through with it. Yes, some of our ideas are like hectic and out of this world. Like some of the ideas I have, for example, this podcast, it used to be such a crazy idea to think I could have a podcast one day, to think I could reach people and encourage people and build a community of mine, my little corner on the internet. I used to think that that idea is so crazy, but look at me now. It's happening. It's real life. It's here. So it sets me apart from the crowd. It's a risk I took. I was like, I don't care what people say. I'm doing this and it fulfills me. And I know that even if it's only 2 people or 1 person watching this, it will change their perspective on something. It will change their life. They will learn something, take something from the things I say, and it will create an impact. That's all we're doing this for impact. And then lastly, discipline leads to meaningful and an impactful life and growth. Discipline, when you do hard things, when you tell yourself you're going to work out, you're going to eat healthy, you're going to be a better person, you're going to go for therapy. These are things that are hard to do and hard to stay consistent in. When you become disciplined, also financially, if you tell yourself you're going to save money, you are literally denying yourself of spending that money going out or splurging. You tell yourself that, no, I'm going to save, I'm going to invest. These things are hard things to do. They are risks that we take. but they lead to impactful growth. They lead to meaningful growth because you're literally stepping out of your comfort zone. And when you step out of your comfort zone, you are becoming the person that you were always meant to be before the world decided who they want you to be. Because once, how I look at a comfort zone, it's a box. It's like you're living in this box because society says so, because culture says so, because Instagram says so. So you need to live in this box. But then when you break out of that box, man, when you break out of that box, you become the person that God ordained you to be. You become the girl that you always thought you were. You become the guy you always thought you were, because now you're free. Now you're free. And that's what discipline does. These are the rewards of discipline. And I like that I shared that with you today. Do what you can with the words that I said, but I trust that they will leave an impact in you. I love you guys so much. And this is the end of our episode. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you enjoyed this chat that we had. It seemed like a bit of a serious chat, but it's something that I really wanted to impart on each and every one of you. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. If you're listening on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, please rate the podcast. Give us a 5-star rating, please. 5-star rating. Share with as many people as you can. And on YouTube, like, share, subscribe, most importantly. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel and share with as many people as you can. Switch on your notification bell so that you don't miss out on any episode on this podcast. Another thing, we do have some bonus episodes here and there that are audio only. So if you're watching us on YouTube, you might be missing out on some of the audio episodes that we have. So do hop onto our Spotify, hop onto our Apple Podcasts. The links are on the description below, and you'll be able to see everything, and you'll be able to rather hear all the other episodes that you've missed out on. I love you guys so much, and I hope you all have a blessed week. I love you. I care for you. Go out there, be free, live an amazing life. Bye.